Mafia is a game that sets place in a fictional American city named Lost Heaven, a remake of the original game that was made back in 2002. Throughout that time, as far as I know, no one has bothered to answer the question that I asked today, and that question is, can you beat Mafia with only your fists? Hello everyone and welcome to my first ever challenge video where I attempt to beat the entirety of Mafia the Definitive Edition with only using my fists, which is a pretty simple challenge for the most part, but of course there are a few rules you have to follow to make this challenge make sense. The rules are listed as followed. I can only fight with my fists, meaning combat weapons, guns, and explosives are not allowed for this run. If I am forced to eliminate an enemy that I cannot reach, it will count as a gun kill. Obviously, cutscene kills that happen by guns are out of my hands, meaning they will not count. As far as rules goes, that's about everything you need to know about the beginning of this challenge. Now, let's get to that story.
You Tommy? Thomas Angelo. Detective Norman.
As the story begins, we are immediately met with these two people. Tommy called Detective Norman saying he had a proposition for him, but Norman assumes this is some type of corrupt scheme and wants no part of it. But Tommy convinces him otherwise.
Good. Because I'm on the nut. Can't even pay for the coffee. But I got plenty to trade.
Let's hear it.
How long you been in town?
3 years. Caught my teeth in Empire Bay.
Well, they handed you the Morello case. Right out of the gate.
That's what the paper says, ain't it? And what's it to you?
Tough break. Case must be getting pretty cold by now.
Or you got something might warm it up?
Yeah, I might have something.
Before they could discuss what Tommy has to say, he only asks for one thing, and that is the protection of his family, more specifically his wife and daughter, which Norman comes to the realization that he has all Tommy's got for that want to come true, and he confronts him about it.
No surprise there. Look, I can't promise anything for your family, not until I hear what you're trading. So, are you talking? Or are you just killing time before they come for you?
You think I'm on the run?
Oh, I know it, Tommy. Jesus, look at you. Surely gassed. You haven't slept for days. And your neck's got to be aching from all that looking over your shoulder you're doing. No, the way I figure it is you got someone powerful mean on your tail and they ain't giving up until you end up in the river. And you walk out that door without me, we both know you're not making it 5 steps. But, yeah, you stick around, you tell me your story, and maybe you got a shot at living long enough to walk that girl of yours down the aisle. Either way, looks like I'm buying you a cup of coffee.
Christ, I don't know how everything got so balled up.
No one ever sees the haired pen until it's too late. But you didn't get handed a heater in the nursery, did you?
No. I was a cab driver back in '30.
Tommy's story begins in 1930 at the end of one of his fair jobs. This is when we get our first interaction with Polly and Sam. It's hard to describe the amount of trouble these two are in at this very moment.
Get up, Holly! There's a taxi here! We'll be okay! Move it! Come on!
Where to?
Anywhere. Fast!
We're not even seconds to the very first part of the game, and we're already being chased. Thankfully for us, Tommy is a pretty damn good driver.
Hold tight. I'm gonna try something. Who were those guys?
You don't get to ask questions. We need to get over the river. Take the Giuliani Bridge.
Oh, okay.
One of the good things about the very first mission of the game is that we don't have to eliminate any people on foot or in vehicles, meaning we can simply cross the bridge and continue the mission.
Four of them.
Ah, shit!
Well, at least that's what the ram button's for.
I know some shortcuts that'll slow them down.
I don't care how you do it. Just shake them off.
We do exactly that by driving through some construction where the enemy crashes themselves easily and we can escape.
More he knows, more chance of him not seeing the sun come up.
I ain't heard a thing, fellas.
To be honest with you, I really thought I was a goner, especially since we were playing on the hard difficulty, but surprisingly, I was able to escape.
They're keen. I'll give them that.
We can finally finish this segment of the game by driving through this last construction site. Again, these don't count as kills because they're pretty much crashing themselves.
The bridge is up, ain't it?
Yeah. We can make it.
What the hell are we doing? Just sit tight and pray. Never done that before. Me neither. Okay, so Little Italy. Now. Your night's not over. Okay, we're close.
Pull over in front of that bar.
Salieri's place.
Yeah, that's the one. Wait here.
What for?
You want a little something from the Don or not?
As Polly and Sam return to the bar, Tommy sticks around and waits for what the Don has for him, and he does the only thing that feels right to him at this very moment. As the two mobsters are questioning our mere existence, Sam finally returns in the most cinematic way possible you can get by leaving a front door. The moment Tommy senses imminent danger, he immediately begins to leave, but is stopped immediately.
Compensation for your services. Any damage to your car. This makes us square.
I'm sure it's more than enough.
The Don is finally revealed to be Salieri, and he says he is very grateful for what Tommy has done, and if he ever needed honest work, a loan, or anything, don't hesitate to ask. Sam then gives Tommy an alibi that he won the money at a poker game, and that the damages from his car were to miss a little old lady on the road. Now yeah, that explains the bullet holes.
See you around, kid.
When I opened the envelope, I could have had a heart attack. Enough to fix the cap. Nearly enough to buy a new one. I thought about what Sam said about work. I wasn't interested. The money was good, sure, but I didn't want to get in with criminals. Better to be poor and alive than rich and dead. So, right there, back then, I was out.
And so ends the very first mission of the game. It's pretty much downhill from here, so it should be an interesting watch on the way through. Running Man is the next mission of the game, and it's as passive as the first one, but except with being shot with bullets, we are shot with insults.
You there, driver?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you driving or loitering?
Driving, ma'am. Always driving. So where to?
St. Michael's Church, directly. Careful, please.
I always drive careful.
Then you'd be the first.
So, church. It's Sunday already?
Eyes on the road, please. Stop there, by the park.
Here you go. St. Michael's. That'll be 30 cents.
The only tip I'll give you is to stop smoking in your vehicle. I felt like I was sitting in an ashtray.
Sure. Whatever you say.
Jeez, lady, I don't think my driving was that bad.
Can't drive without the radio. Better find a new fare.
Unfortunately, the next fair wasn't so much better. Less races, sure, but not much better.
Art gallery. Get me there quick.
Sure. Quick I can do. Taking some time out.
What's it to you?
Not much. Just talking.
I'm paying you to drive, so do that. Look at him out there. The problem with this downturn is that it's made people lazy. Giving them an excuse.
The work's not out there, pal.
The work is always there. You just have to find it.
I get it. You're a busy guy. I don't see so many these days.
I saw this crapshoot depression coming. Sold up before the crash. So yeah, I get to be busy.
Your busy day's gonna be looking at old paintings?
I have a business meeting there with a colleague. Not that it's anything to do with you. If you ever find a real job, then maybe you'll understand. Until then, drive and quit bothering me.
Yeah, I get you.
Pull up in front of the gallery. Thanks, pal. There's 50 cents. Don't spend it all at once.
I'll try not to. Every fair today's been a son of a bitch. On to the next.
We then go and meet up with our last fair, and surprisingly for us, he is the least antagonistic than everyone we've met so far. And to be honest with you, this is actually where I got my first fail, and that was all because I was over the speed limit. So, yeah, that's a bit upsetting.
Oh boy, you look like shit.
I've been working since 5. What's your excuse?
Booze.
Figures. Where are we going?
Little Italy, 21st Street.
Okay. If I don't tell the cops about the liquor on your breath, you don't tell them when I break the limit. Good deal.
Great deal. Got any good fares today?
Yeah, some. But never enough of them.
Who's got the money for cab rides since the market tanked and it all went to shit, I guess? Only reason I got you taking me places is I'm drunk and don't know better. Cops see enough drunk fellas. They're only after the people moving it and selling it.
Yeah, but I've seen them go after guys for less.
Yes, so if they think they can shake something out of you, they will use any excuse. This city's corrupt as all hell.
Sure is.
I find it kind of funny how the drunk man out of everybody has been the most kindest so far. He also does a kind gesture near the end.
Nearly there. Just up here on the corner, please. Hey, my cousin has a coffee stand around the corner. Tell him Lucio sent you. Take a break, huh?
Thanks. Might just do that.
As we are enjoying our lovely cup of joe, Tommy is still unable to find peace because problems always seem to follow him, even when he is out working.
Whoa, Jesus! Hey, how you doing, pal? You remember me?
No, we in fact do not remember this guy, but we can put the pieces together, especially what happened in the last mission.
Huh? Mr. Morello's a little bent. Shouldn't go helping Salieri's goons, huh? I'm gonna have to give you a beating, just so you always remember who runs this town. Make it so you won't do much rocking for a while. Look at this guy. I didn't think he'd make it fun. Let's get him.
My first thought as this was happening, if I could easily beat my attackers with my fists. Turns out combat is disabled in this section, so I couldn't even do that. A good thing is that these are the only two enemies in this mission, so we could do exactly as the game tells us, and that is to run away. Although what I would like to add on is how freaking amazing the music is in this section. It's one of my favorite to listen to in the OST. Sadly, since I'm new to YouTube, I'm not 100% familiar on how this copyright system works, so all you're really going to get are snippets, sadly.
Look at this.
How you doing, kid? Dino, Lou. You got business with the Don?
Nah, we just trying to talk to that cabbie over there, that's all.
That right.
Yeah.
Well, this here's the Don's favorite driver. So anything you gotta say to him, you can say to me.
Is that right? Well, I'll tell you something, pal. We ain't leaving empty-handed, that's for sure.
Well, then maybe you ain't leaving at all.
After a threat like that, the men decided to cut their losses and walk away.
Thanks.
Least we could do.
Come on, let's go say hi to the Don.
Don Salieri?
Yeah. He's gonna want to hear about this.
And so ends the second mission. The next one is going to have some conflict, I'm pretty sure. Molotov Party begins right after Running Man. This is where we, as the player, meet Don Salieri for the first time. To summarize the scene, Tommy gives the Don his name, as the Don explains that his consigliere, named Frank, told them about Tommy's troubles. Tommy confirms this, and the Don offers him a loan, but Tommy doesn't take it. The Don was confused at first, but Tommy explains he just wants payback. The Don is amused and tells Frank about it, but ultimately the Don gives him an option.
Okay, Tommy Angelo. All the Morello's girls hang out at a bar he owns. Paul, you know the place.
Sure do, boss.
Good. You can ride along with Tommy. There's a lot right next to the bar where they park their cars. Go smash up a few tin cans, send Morello a message. He can't rough up hard-working Joes in my neighborhood without getting a black eye.
Thank you, Mr. Salieri. I won't let you down.
This is the first mission where there's actually enemies on foot, but they're not as many as you think.
And Tommy, when you get back, we'll talk about what's next for you.
Polly then asks us to get familiar with the people at the bar before we head out and do the mission. After walking around and reading a couple of newsletters, we can finally return to Polly and get out of here.
Think you shouldn't ask me, Carlo. Not gonna give a good answer. Anyways, I got places to be. Okay, come through this way. I'll take you to Vinny first. He's a loudmouth, but Frank and the Don have known him since forever.
Vinny is pretty much Salieri's gunsmith, or the man you go to if you ever need a weapon.
Buongiorno, Vincenzo.
Ciao, Polly. Oh, she's gonna sing. Who's this then?
Vinny, this here's Tommy Angelo. We're doing a little job together.
All right, good. Hey, you need bean shooters or rods?
Nah, we just need something to write off a few cars.
Huh. Oh, I got just the thing.
The plan was to see if we could bash the cars with our fists, but the bat works too.
Hey, if the bat don't work out for yous, I got a few cocktails here.
Ay, ay, ay.
Careful.
Oh,
with 'em,
that'll
though.
definitely do it.
Good to meet you, Tom. Let me know if Paulie gives you the hard time. I'll straighten him out.
The next person we meet up with is named Ralphie, and he's pretty much Don Salieri's mechanic. And Polly shows us in display just how good friends they are.
Hey, genius! Get your head out of your ass!
What the fuck there, Polly? You can't just sneak up on a guy like that.
I'm sorry, Ralphie. I'm just busting your balls.
See, you're still limping. Guess we got two cripples working here.
We ain't nothing alike. You got that, Ralph?
Sure, Polly. Yeah.
Yeah, a good friendship.
We need some wheels.
How about this one, Polly? It ain't a hot rod, but it'll get you across to town.
All right, let's go. You're driving. And don't let me catch you loafing off again.
One day I'm gonna cut your brake line, asshole.
Throughout the drive, Polly begins to hate on the totally nice ride, while Tommy doesn't mind at all. The conversation then shifts to the booze that Tommy saw in the truck, and Polly mentions it's a new supplier.
You guys deal in broad daylight?
Normally, nah. This was their first drop-off. The cops know better than to come sniffing around our turf. Morello, the guy whose cars you gotta torch, he's got more friends on the force than us. But we're okay, as long as we're careful. Keep an eye over our shoulder.
As they continue to talk about liquor and other businesses the mob buys into, Tommy ropes it back to the very thing they were talking about.
Some way to live.
Right now, all I want to do is wreck the day of the bastards who wrecked mine.
Sure.
Besides, all this could get a guy in trouble.
Trouble says the guy is about to set fire to Morello's parking lot.
I got you to protect me. It'll go fine.
Well, if it don't go fine, try not to let him see your face. Either that, or you hit him so hard they don't remember it.
As they near Morello's side, Tommy asks if there is a line between Salieri and Morello's turf. Polly explains in detail how it's more of a feeling rather than a specific line. You could tell before people start looking at you suspiciously.
We got cops! Either lose them or pay the fine, I guess.
At least this time I stopped and actually paid the fine.
Hold it right there, please. Hey, we got our eyes on you. Thanks for the donation. Keep your nose clean in the future, eh?
Got it.
Spidey's fine. Back to patrols.
What a jackass!
After that small waste of time, we can finally continue this mission.
Morello's goons smoke and jaw up front and leave their motors out back. They're some lazy bastards. We'll put some gorilla on guard duty, but it's always some no-name schmuck. Come on, over here. We gotta sneak in and wreck the cars. Send a message.
Sure. Why are you coming with?
To see if you get shot.
Once Polly gave his reasoning for tagging along, we are finally able to sneak around back, up and over, down the ladder, and we can finally take out our very first guy.
Dino told me. Just like that. I got it.
I obviously wanted to punch the guy, but I wasn't able to. It took me to an automatic takedown, but you know what? That's fine by me.
So let's get to these cars.
I'm the type of guy who takes things literally, so I tried to punch the car with my hands, but I wasn't able to. So I tested it with the bat, and it seemed just fine, and then I tried with my hands again, and it just seemed to not work. So I had to use the bat for this section.
Oh, crap.
I would have landed a very clean hit on the first guy, but he had invincibility frames and ate my first punch, so after I knew what he could do, I quickly dodged his next punch and easily disposed of him, making this the true first knockdown of the whole challenge.
Come on, Tom. There's gonna be more of them.
Once we set the cars to flame, we could finally continue on and get out of this area.
Love the smell burn. Yeah, Morello's crew would have heard that.
As Polly opens up the garage, it ends up being Dino's car, so we take it and retreat back to Salieri's bar.
Straight through the gate. We gotta get out of here before the bull show. There's
Don't let him get away!
Drive!
Come back, you bastards!
Now in pursuit.
Hear of them.
Sounds good.
Guns on the way north.
Right now they're pissed. But let's not get
I definitely could have landed that better, but hey, we've escaped the cops.
All cars, pursuit is called off. Abandoned search and...
We're good. Let's head back and see the boss.
I thought Salieri had cops on the books.
Some street cops, sure. But Morello's got the chief in his pocket.
Paulie asks Tommy if he enjoyed the little task they did, and Tommy admits it felt okay, but Paulie says there's nothing like the first time. Paulie then begins to ask more questions, which Tommy picks up immediately, but Paulie says he just likes asking them.
I doubt that every day you and Sam go and panel beat motors in parking lots.
There's busy days, there's slow days. I've had more of an introduction than I ever got.
You never got to beat up Dino's pals and take his motor?
Nah, stole enough cars to get noticed, I guess. When I got squeezed by the cops, knew never to squeal.
Tommy was in the belief that you needed a connection to join the mob, and Paulie agrees, but says a lot of them were off the street, and like Tommy, they got in front of the boss and did jobs for him. Or in Paulie's words,
I'm thinking we get you in front of the boss, then we tip a few.
Well, I don't got plans, so...
Sure you don't got plans. The plans are to feed Vinny so much booze that Luigi has to roll him out the door again.
I'm good with whatever.
Sure you are.
What happened to the car I sent you out with?
Dumped it.
Why?
It was a boiler. This one's better.
A better car with a broken window?
Fresh air never killed nobody.
we then finally return to Salieri with the good news.
Hey, boss. It's done.
No trouble?
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mr. Salieri.
Good, good. Sit down.
What I love about this scene and many others is that we are given a picture of what the Don sees in other mobsters and Morello, and how he expects us to act around his men.
See, that's the difference between me and Morello. I'm a businessman. I do everything with this. Every decision I make, it's what's good for the business and my boys. But Morello, he's a hothead. And all that anger burns out the brain. And when he gets mad, he gets stupid.
You got nothing like that to worry about with Tommy here. He was aces the whole way, boss.
I'm glad to hear it. I got a growing business here. We could use a guy like you to help out around the bar. Maybe run some errands, make sure the bills get paid on time. You up for that?
Oh, it'd be an honor, sir.
Good. Good. Now, Polly and Sam have already vouched for you. But you need to understand we have a few rules around here, so you listen and listen good. First, no cursing on the premises. There's a million words out there. And the man who needs to resort to fuck this and fuck that is just ignorant or lazy. Second, we don't deal in the hard stuff. I don't want any dope fiends in this neighborhood. We'll let Morella poison his own people if that's what he wants. Finally, stay out of trouble with the cops. We only have a few on the payroll. And if you cross the line, the rest will come after you. You understand?
Yes, Mr. Salieri.
Then I'm gonna only ask you for one more thing, Tommy. I don't keep Paulie and Sam around just because they're strong. A lot of guys out there bigger and tougher than these two. And I don't keep Frank on the payroll because he's smart. Though he is an artist with the numbers. All these guys in this room, they're here because they have the only thing that matters to me. The only thing that should matter to any of us. You know what that is, Tommy?
They're loyal.
That's right. Now you stay straight with me, you're gonna be living the high life, Tom. But you abuse my trust.
Don Salieri, you won't ever need to worry about me.
Okay, then. Welcome to the family.
And just like that, Tommy is now a made man. But there is still one problem. As mobsters, we use guns, but Tommy here can only use his fists. So if things were to get rough, he would have to rely on the help of his teammates. But that is a problem future me has to deal with later on in this run. Now, let's just celebrate Tommy's inclusion of the mob.
Those first days in Salieri's bar were slow. I moved crates and delivered messages. The guys busted balls and told stories from the old country. Mostly, we just waited. I got to thinking, maybe life in Salieri's crew wasn't gonna get me clipped.
Come on!
But what did I know?
Ordinary routine is our first mission that's going to be an absolute pain. This is the first time we're dealing with enemies on foot that have guns while we're on foot.
And it's collection day, boys. So Tommy, you'll drive. Paulie and Sam can handle the rest. It'll be routine.
Our objective is pretty simple. Drive to a few stops and receive our money. Don't rough up the clients unless necessary. Provide a valuable service, that service being protection, probably from other mobsters.
We can handle it.
Go see Ralphie about a car.
Okay, boss.
We first meet up with Vinny, and to most people this would be a pretty useful tutorial, but for me, who's vowed to never use a gun, well...
Hey, just the guy. I saw this, and I thought of you.
Yep, that there is a gun. It's about as useful for us as a Resident Evil pistol is with no ammo. I mean, you can pistol whip with this one, but it's not that good.
Bang. Brain all up the walls.
After that oh-so-useful tutorial, we then go see what Ralphie is up to.
You know how to get into one of these, Tommy?
Elbow goes through. Reach inside. Easy.
And an afternoon to fix the window back up. Watch. And... learn.
You're a regular magician, Ralphie.
Come on, Tommy. Okay, it's car. You got it.
Now that is a useful tutorial, regardless of what dumb challenge you're doing.
First we got Al. He runs a bakery on Longman Street. You know it?
Yeah, I know it.
Al's late again? Seems so. That's too bad.
After driving through traffic that looks surprisingly modern, we make it to Al's place.
Okay, this is it. Watch what we do today, Tom. When it goes smooth, it's a breeze. When they put up a fight, sometimes you gotta think on your feet.
Sure.
Just follow my lead.
We don't really follow much of a lead. We just stand there until Sam asks us to fetch the money, and so we do that.
Good. So you got the money.
I got it waiting in the back room.
Tommy'll get it. You stay here where we can see you.
It's been real slow this month, Sam. I was worried I wouldn't have enough.
Ron, feccia! Voi ci succhiate il sangue!
It's on the table, brown envelope.
After being scolded by this lady, we can grab the note and get out of here.
Via di qui! Lasciateci in pace!
Okay, next up we got old Eugene's place. China store up on Tallow. He's not dead yet? Almost. Heard his nephew's taking over. Guy who used to run this next place, Tom? His name's not Eugene. Guy's a Chinaman. But it sounds like Eugene. Well, that's what we called him. Polly slammed his head into the counter back in, what, 27, I think? Yeah, it was hilarious. After that, no problems at all. If you look, you can still see the blood. Poor old bastard couldn't scrub it out. We keep some of these guys on our books to remind the Chinatown gangs they're in our city, not theirs. But we don't know Eugene's nephew, so he might need reminding too.
Yeah, Paulie and Sam aren't the kindest people around, but since we're a part of the family, we have to look after them.
I'll cover this one, Sam. You sure? Sure, I'm sure.
He's doing the store on his own?
Yeah, when Polly's built up a little steam, he needs to let it out on his own. Just gotta let him get on with it. It's his way. You can hear it in his voice. Gotta let him lone wolf from time to time. Keeps him happy. Yeah, Eugene's nephew ain't having much fun right now.
Here he comes.
He's a fast worker. Drive before the cop show, Tom. Next stop's Bill at the motel. Eugene's nephew's guy's money is ours next week, with some extra besides. He doing okay? He's okay.
How's the shop counter?
Yeah, that's seen some more blood. How much blood? And nothing he can't scrub out. Once he's back on his feet.
As we are heading towards the farthest location, Sam says we could probably do this again, and Tommy agrees. The only problem is Tommy mentions the difficulty of the job, and that upsets Sam.
Not hard. Kinda not hard.
I don't know. Comes natural to you guys. Don't see why it can't come natural to me.
So anyone could do this.
Sam suddenly becomes very prideful and starts telling Tommy how long he and Polly have been working on this for, and he has just showed up.
Sam, I think you oughta... No, Polly. This punk thinks he can walk in here like a big shot. I put greasers like him in the ground. I think you gotta say you're sorry, Tom.
Sorry, huh? Well, I'd say sorry if I couldn't see the bullshit smile you're trying to hide.
You got him, though, Sam! You got him! I could smell the crap in your pants from here.
Nah, you didn't get me.
When little Tony first came out with us, I had him on his knees before he knew I was yanking his chain. Yeah, you did better than him anyways. Jesus, I hate it out of the city. You hated most places. Yeah, but out here, it's worse.
How come there's a place so far out of town on our books?
Out of town's the safest place for deals. The safest place for card games. The safest place for most of the things we built. We're expecting a big bag of money today. The guy owes. If it ain't big, the boss will be pissed.
They then speak for a bit how this place earns them the most money, the motel got revitalized, and it's the last stop before Lost Heaven for rum coming up from Cuba.
They drive it this far?
Sure they do. And that's how we can sell it so expensive. Bill's Motel has gotten to be the place where crates get exchanged. Salieri protects it, but he lets the other families use it too.
Even Morello?
To keep the peace? Sure. Plus it's far enough away that no one cares. So long as everyone's making money, no one's gonna rock the boat.
Now, if only these mobsters followed that logic, if everyone earns, why rock the boat? But unfortunately, plans do change.
One for the great outdoors, Polly?
After a nice talk of Polly not liking the outdoors or the city, we finally make it to the motel where we can begin the challenge.
Wait for us here, Tom. We'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Our first signs of a true villain are truly in display when we see a no smoking sign and smoke anyway. Our evilness truly holds no bounds. But even as this nice moment is happening for him, it is cut pretty damn quickly when our friend Polly gets shot.
Look what? Jesus Christ, Polly! Tell Salieri from here on out this place is ours. Capiche? And don't come back, or you'll end up in worse shape than your friends.
Get Sal. They're trying to beat information out of him.
I gotta get you to a doctor.
You know, for a place Don Salieri lets other mobsters use, they're pretty selfish about it.
Okay, just hang on.
My first decision was to remove everyone from the top floor, because if I were to start at the bottom and they noticed me, I would get jumped to hell. I had easy access to the second floor with this wood right here, but I missed it entirely and just kept going.
Nothing doing.
There!
I was pretty slow to take the first guy out, and I thought I'd been seen, but thankfully, nothing came of it. Now, once I was on the roof, it was pretty easy to go from room to room and start taking people out. The last floor on the second floor was just another way to get outside, but I still checked it anyway. As we headed down the second floor, I'll be honest with you, I was pretty terrified. I didn't know how many enemies were left, and I didn't know how many bullets I was going to take before I died. The only saving grace was I had a health pack down here.
The car's still outside. I know. Why the hell
Next
did we
time
just
I'll
rub
tell
them
him.
all out?
I'll tell him I had enough of this.
As this first guy scares the heck out of me, I panically took cover, and it went in my favor. As I pressed the wrong button, I was spotted, and I didn't know what to do as this guy was coming towards me, so I went into a small panic. Now I stand here for an incredible 16 seconds until this guy finally turns around and I go for it. Now that I know for sure I've been spotted, I clock this guy in the back of the head and just hope for the best.
Let's deal with this.
Where is he? Almost got you. Get in cover. I must reload. Up you now. Hey!
That was pretty close. That one shot took about a fifth of my health, and thankfully the first aid was here to help me. Now that the enemies are dealt with, we can finally save Sam.
Sam, they really went to work on you, buddy.
As we helped Sam on his feet, we've pretty much dealt with every single person by fist, except for one.
His nails. Oh, shit. Oh, he's got the money, Tom. Oh, catch the bastard.
Now here we run into our first roadblock. This guy runs away in a yellow car with our briefcase, and it's our job to stop him. Now, I don't know what to tell you guys, but the very first run I did with this went pretty miserably. I misfired 3 shots by accident because I was trying to holster my weapon. I then try to stay close to these guys, but they end up doing quite a bit of damage to me, so I end up backing off. Then this other one shows up, and then he starts popping shots at me too. And then little did I know, I was at my very first fail.
Inside.
Of course, I learned my lesson the second time around and decided to stay farther back than usual. This worked like a charm because not only did the first guy stop shooting at me, but the second guy stopped shooting too. I also learned a very important thing as I did this. Yep, you saw that right. The enemies just crashed into each other. And you're gonna see many more times that they do this surprisingly often. And now it was just me and the yellow car. I was just gonna let him keep going to where he was going, but I decided not to do that. I wanted to knock him off the road and pull him out of his vehicle, so I tried my damnedest to make sure that happened. Unfortunately, one of the yellow guy's buddies comes back and he sticks with us for the rest of this ride. The first ramming attempt didn't go as well as expected. I grazed him, but that was about it. Now the second attempt looked way more promising. I actually managed to hit the guy and did a cool flip as I did it. Now I pretty much have this guy by the ropes. All I had to do was pull him out, but something possessed me and I went to go punch this guy instead. Not only did I not knock him out, but I ended up losing the yellow car as well. Lovely. As I went back to chasing the guy, I really thought this was going to be it. I thought I was going to fail at some point, but surprisingly, I didn't. So I just kept going. Now, I trapped this guy pretty well behind my car, and like the crazy person I was, I just got out and just began beating his car, in hopes that it would explode like any GTA game. Now, eventually I was able to make it smoke, but sadly I wasn't able to finish it off. In the end, this guy got the last laugh because he was able to get out of my distance and my view, and I wasn't able to keep up. Besides 1 and 2, these other attempts are the ones I fumbled on the most. Here's a fun fact, this guy retreats back to one of Morello's bars, specifically the same bar we went to destroy the cars in the last mission Molotov party. I couldn't tell you how I failed this next one, it just seemed like complete magic. Funnily enough, the 5th attempt was where it actually went somewhere, even though it didn't really feel like it at the time. These two fools crashed themselves once again, and none of them come back. My first mistake here was just simply bad driving. I wasn't able to turn fast enough. I then tried my first ramming attempt, but it was pretty miserable. I then try yet again, but I undershot my shot. Yeah, after that second hit to the wall, I really just kinda gave up here, and I just wished he'd already do it already. But then, he wasn't moving. He just completely stopped, and I took full advantage of that. After so long, I finally caught this guy, and I was gonna rip him out of his vehicle as soon as he stopped. This may have been the last thing I thought that would happen, and that's just to relax in this guy's passenger seat. I immediately exit the vehicle yet again, and just try to destroy this guy's car. I need to tell you, this guy's vehicle can take one heck of a beating. I stood there for what felt like 20 minutes, continuously punching this guy's car, and doing little to no damage. I even moved to the front to kick his engine, but it didn't do anything. All I really did was just destroy his lights, and that didn't really do much progress. But as I was being stubborn, just continuously punching this guy's car, eventually I saw progress. His hood was smoking, and that was very good signs for me, so I just kept doing what I was doing, and just kept beating the living heck out of this guy's car. Oh, you thought I was kidding. No, I legitimately stood there and just punched over and over this guy's car, just for the sake of it exploding. Even if I were to die, just knowing it would happen would brought me a little bit of peace. But still, nothing happened. There are some mechanics that games have that other games simply don't. GTA 5 has a stomp mechanic when you're on top of cars, and I completely forgot that Mafia doesn't have that. And you know what? I didn't really need it. I was slowly coming to the realization that the only way to probably destroy this vehicle is by being inside a vehicle. And there isn't a rule that I've placed yet that says you can't do this with a vehicle, but it's still not really using your fists, so This is a little extra, but if you were to enter a vehicle through the passenger side and aim your gun, you could briefly go into a little animation where you look out the window before it forces you to take the wheel. The same thing were to happen if you were to enter the passenger side of the yellow car. It's a pretty cool animation that we only get to see 2 times throughout the game, and I thought it was a pretty cool mention because I was getting tired of punching this guy's car. After having my fun, I decided on one last resort, push his car so that I could open his door. Are you freaking for real? His door is open and his body is exposed to my punches, and he still stands still like the metal wall he is. I've been going at this for an hour and I am extremely tired, and he just refuses to go down. Why won't you go down? I finally say to hell with it, and I reverse with the first car in front of him and ram him for the very first time. That seemed to hurt me more than the vehicle, so I tried again. Great, now this vehicle was smoking too. So I finally gave my vehicle a go, and the first hit was nothing special. But as I wound it up and hit it a second time, it crumpled like a piece of paper.
That was when I saw the cost. What it meant to be on the inside.
And so ends the 4th mission. Although I should be happy with the final results, we got through without using our gun. We still used a vehicle to destroy another vehicle, and that caused a man to die, even if I didn't mention it in the rules, so I'm counting it as of now that was a vehicular manslaughter. I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope you have a good day, and I wish to see you again. Bye.